This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Fee.
And this your coach, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch ballers all around the world. Top-notch ballers all around the world. Today we got a top-notch baller on by the name of Chris Nelson. He doing his thing in the NFL. He did his thing in college and high school. Now, what you got to know is he's an enforcer. And what I'm saying about that is he'll dominate it. See, you need certain guys where they say country strong. That's what Chris is, man, when I'm looking at him on the film and everything. And then, you know, it's kind of amazing when I was looking at his face just now. He remind me of homeboy Chun. He got a son. They kind of favor a little bit to me. And, you know, this just a young man who's doing great out here in the world. And he's still trying to grow as a man. But this somebody got a story that I think we all need to hear. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let C-Mo bring him on.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great, man.
Hey, man, it's a blessing to have you on because, like I was telling you earlier, I've been trying to get you on, but we just kept missing.
Yeah.
But it's even better to have you in person. So I'm
Most
glad
definitely.
we missed just to have it in person.
Yeah.
I want to look at it and tell you about how I ended up really watching you.
Mm-hmm.
So 2014, when Coach Strong got at Texas,
Mm-hmm.
I always watch football.
Mm-hmm.
College, now I'm into it hard. I'm watching it day in, day out. NFL, I don't really watch it no more, but college, I'm into it. So I told him, people always have teams they rooting for. I never had a team. I just always wanted all our Florida teams to ball out.
Yeah.
And whoever, I know it might sound crazy, but whoever got the hot hand in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
I want them to win out. So if it's Miami undefeated, they looking like they can win, and Florida done lost 2 games, and they have to meet up. Come on, Florida, just bow down and let Miami win it for us, or vice versa. Whoever got the upper hand, I want them to win. So I never had no team. So people ask me, who your team? I don't have no squad. Have no NFL squad. I just watch everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So when Coach Strong went to Texas, I said, you know what, dog? I'm a lock in. I'm going to commit to Texas. I'm going all out in Texas. Boy, I bought burn orange, everything. And you there. So I'm like, oh, we got somebody from Victory there? So I want to know how you even ended up at Victory, because I know Victory do their thing.
Yeah.
And my kids go to Victory now, but they in the elementary level. And I want them to see them keep balling. I want Stu to keep balling. I want them to build up something real special. But how you ended up there?
Yeah, man, it's pretty much a crazy story. So I'm from Dundee, which is 45 minutes away. My friend Dimitri Brim, he ended up going to Virginia, then he transferred to UCF. But he influenced us, all the guys from Dundee, all the ballers, like, hey, man, it's a school in Lakeland called Victory, man. I think we all need to go over there and take a chance. You know, it's a better opportunity for us. And I'm like, man, that's 45 minutes away, man. You want us to drive every day over there? So we kind of like took a leap of faith, and that's how we ended up at Victory, and it panned out well for us. I mean, sacrifice at the end of the day.
Boy, that was a big boy move.
Oh yeah.
Y'all rode together?
Yeah, we started out carpooling with Meat. You know, we'd give him gas money every week, and we just rode over there together every day. Then I end up getting my car, and I just start, you know, riding, because I was the youngest out of the group when they graduated. So I just picked it up from him. I started recruiting guys, and we just went from there.
Now, y'all won state too with you there, right?
Nah, we went to state. We actually lost. I think we lost by a touchdown, but the next year they ended up winning. And
you was gone.
I was gone.
So how Charlie Strong got in the mix and pulled you way over there to Texas?
Yeah, man. And coming out of Victory, I was the man, honestly, but I never really acted like it. I was just always, you know, cool, calm, and collected. You can ask anybody. But I was just getting recruited by everybody, and I was always a Florida kid. I wanted to be a Florida Gator. And Coach Strong, he ended up coming by, and I was actually committed to Louisville with Coach Strong. And then it came to a time right when I think it was about 2 weeks before signing day. I'm getting word where Coach Strong might be leaving Louisville. So I give him a call. I'm like, everything good, Coach? He was like, yeah, man, you all right. Next morning on ESPN, Coach Strong going to Texas. So I'm like, man, I got to start the recruiting process all over again. Anybody knows go through that, man. You do not want to go through that all over again when your mind is set on something. Mm-hmm. So he gave me a call. He said, "Didn't I tell you it was okay?" So I came up on he got me up on an official visit in Texas, and that just opened my eyes to everything. Like high schools look like colleges. We rode up there. We drove to go to the official visit. And I'm thinking it was a college, and they were telling me, "Nah, that's a high school, man." Oh. I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And then I just fell in love. Like I fell in love with the whole program of Texas, and that was all it wrote from there. Then coming back from the visit, I got a call from Florida Gators, and it was like, "Man, we want you." I'm like, "Man, I'm already in with Texas, man. I appreciate the offer, but yeah,
too late."
Yeah, it's too late. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to know what your parents said about you going to Texas, like how they felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, my mom and dad, rest in peace to my dad, but they was all, I was always a guy that was always on the move. Like, I never had to be, stationed. So my family, they was already okay with it. They was like, man, we done taught him the right way, we done led him the right way, so we okay with him, just opening his wings and going to Texas. So, and that's what made me more comfortable with going way to Texas than staying, in a close area where they can just come to every game like that. So they agreed with it, and it went from there.
Now he talking about your parents. Mm-hmm. I want to know how it was for you growing up, and talk a little bit about them as well.
Yeah, it was kind of funny when you said country strong. So I mean, I thank God I did have both of my parents in my life. But everything kind of started in my backyard for me. And you can ask any coach that recruited me. They always, hey man, you need to come to this camp. You need to go to this camp. And mind you, I don't want no kids to, take this and heed. But I always used to tell coach, man, anything I'm doing, anything I'm gonna do at the camp, I can do it right here on the football field. Why I need to pay this money to go to this camp. And my dad, he had set up a whole workout plan in my backyard. He built a squat rack out of wood. He built, he ain't built, but we put in a weight bench, and he had everything. And we just went at it every day. And I think that's what instilled in me hard work. And it was always that mentality, like if you don't work, you don't eat. And I think that's where I got it from. So I kind of, just put that hard work on my father. Yeah.
Now, see, when you saying that your daddy did all that and built that for you, it remind me of Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Because his daddy did the same thing, but he did it in the basement.
Yeah.
Where they live up north.
Yeah.
And I remember just hearing about his story and seeing the weight room, and it's amazing because he still go and work out in that same little place that his daddy made for him.
And it's kind of crazy because I kind of keep the same mentality now, like that my dad built. Like, I got 2 kids, and they hate to see me leave. So I went to Canada. I'm in the CFL now, and I came back, and my wife, she had bought me a whole bunch of workout stuff, so I don't even have to leave the house. So my kids can't even complain in that. So it's kind of reminded me of my dad, what my dad had built. So I don't have no excuses. Like, and it's been great, man.
Now, see, I love that what you saying, because I think every young kid need to know the dedication that it takes too.
Oh, yeah.
But they seeing you do it.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes when we leave the house and go to work, the kid know you going to work, but a lot of times they don't know, man, I don't really feel like doing this today. Yeah. And your kids seeing you out there working out and everything. Yeah. So what's the inspiration for you when you seeing your kids, and how, it's with you, especially being away in Canada sometime with you and your wife, like how y'all deal with that and making it through?
Man, I mean, my wife is incredible, man. Like, when I came back home, I was really shocked. But at the end of the day, like, we know what we want for our kids. We want the best, and it's a lot of distractions out here in the world today. So any way I can lead them to positivity, I'm gonna do it regardless. And like my son, he's 7 months, and I have him right out there in the stroller just watching me, because that's the same thing my dad did. So I feel like it's gonna work for him. And I mean, like you said, the kid, like these kids nowadays, they have to put their eyes on it. Like, words don't work no more. They want to see you, like, actually, like, okay, a coach, I believe this coach because I done seen him do it. So that's how I just build myself.
Now, with everything you done led up to, you been on the grind for, since your daddy had you a little baby, really.
Yes, sir.
when you got the chance to go to Texas
Mhm.
and you doing your thing, you getting on the field like you want to get on it, you starting like you want to start, you're making plays like you want to make it. Did it hit you like, oh, I can go to the league? Like
Yeah.
I'm right here. Like, how did
Yeah.
you feel when you knew that
Yeah.
you had that skill to do it?
I kind of felt it probably my junior year of college, man. Coach Strong, we had been going through ups and downs, but
Oh, I know.
yeah,
I watched.
man, it was like a roller coaster. But one thing that stuck me was patience. Coach Strong, he always teach patience, man, and that's what kind of when it kind of hit me, like it was I was doing an interview, and I was sitting in an interview, and it was like 30 cameras. I'm like, man, I never seen 30 cameras just all here for me, just want to talk to me. And that's when it kind of hit me. Like, it kind of struck, like, man, I can really go somewhere with this. Like, in the back of your mind, like, you, as a kid, you grew up and, I always wanted to go to the NFL. I always wanted to do this. But like you said, it's a point in time where it's going to hit, it's going to click. And that's when it kind of hit me like, man, I got all these people right here just to talk to me. I never had this in my life. So, and I took heed of it.
Now, when you got your shot and you made it, do you and Ford still get down? Because, like I say, I was watching y'all boys hard, and it seemed like y'all was almost like brothers, but that's from me looking on the outside. Maybe y'all
Oh, no, our relationship is great, man. They actually, at Texas, they used to call us the Trouble Twins. Because, I mean, everywhere I went, he went. If he went somewhere, you gonna see me. We still text constantly. We still, that's still my brother. And he give me advice, I give him advice, and we just go from there.
And see, I got this is really my last question. What can you tell any young player or any kid like in high school that want to live the same dream you live? Sometimes when you in these situations, you see it but you don't. Like, oh, I ain't getting recruited here, and that may have happened with you at some point.
Yeah.
But eventually it kicked up. What can you say to inspire any young kid that's hoping to at least go to a decent school, D1 school?
Yeah. Anytime, like, I gave a speech to some little league organization, but anytime some kids coming up to me and like, what can I do better? I just go back to me. I always speak on character and discipline. You got to have character and discipline because, I mean, football not going to always work, and you're going to need something to fall back on. But at the end of the day, man, kids have a lot of distractions these days. It's a lot that distracts you, and you're going to have to sacrifice some things. You're going to have to, put that game system down, because you're going to have to tell your friends, man, I want something bigger. There's something big out there for me. And some that game system wasn't always, big for me. But I know nowadays you got to have that, in your routine. Some kids got to have that. But at the end of the day, you got to put that down. You got to sacrifice. And I always tell kids, like, man, what you want. I mean, I always tell them, what will you do when your name is not called? Because I went through a situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Everything was going great for me. Mike Tomlin came in the locker room. He said, "Great practice, Nelson." I'm like, dang, man, that's Mike Tomlin. Like, he telling me great practice. And then it's a dude came behind. Well, it wasn't really behind him, but he was walking around the locker room, and he was like, they called him the Reaper. And he said, "I'm going to need you to go upstairs." So I went upstairs or whatnot, and it was like, man, we got to let you go. There's nothing you did on the football field, but it's the people up front, they want to do something else. So it kind of like, man, what? Like, man, I don't bust my butt, man. I never did nothing wrong. I never treated nobody wrong, and I'm getting cut for pretty much doing nothing. And that's when it clicked, like, man, I called my wife, and she said, "We'll be all right. What time your flight land?" And then in the back of my head, you have that little thing talking to you like, man, are you really, built for this? And it took a couple of days, and I had to get back to the grind, like, get back to how you started. And that's what, like, go back to the fundamentals of what got you here. And I tell the kids all the time, like, you gotta get out the house, man. You gotta go do something. Do something with your time. And that's what I did. I got off that couch, and I was like, man, get back to the basics. And that's what kind of, got the train back rolling again.
And that's how you back in the CFL
Yes,
getting
sir.
it.
Yes, sir.
So you ready to go back this season with them, or you want to possibly go back to the league?
Of course, I want to go back to the league, but I know it's going to take another year in the CFL, and get some more film out there. I'm planning on, busting my butt, getting some more film out there, and then I want to go back to the NFL, but it's all God's willing. If it don't work out, then I go a different route. Yes, sir.
You said that right.
Yes, sir.
Y'all heard it right here, man. That's one of the best players in the country. He done did it at high levels, man. Texas, NFL, CFL. And he's telling y'all, get off your Instagram.
Yes,
Get
sir.
off the PlayStation 5.
Yes, sir.
Put it down, go outside. With that said, I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down, or else you'll fall to the ground. This is the Life in Football podcast. Catch you next time.